What up, yo?
A ghost.
A gaist.
Hey, what's up, pups? Welcome to another episode of the Power Up Podcast. It's a podcast. Take a look at what's happening in pop culture. Happy Tuesday. Hope everything is going well for you guys. Things are going all right here. Got some articles pulled up. Had a 3-day weekend because we got Monday off, but man, it went by so quickly. Just doesn't feel like I could relax at all or anything. But anywho, enough about me rambling. But if you enjoy the show, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and make sure to turn on notifications to get notified when I go live, whether that's doing this show with a guest or me solo, or my game streaming in which I'm playing X-Men Legends 2, Rise of the Apocalypse, and Mario and Luigi Brothership. Awesome game, both of them. I'm really enjoying it. All right, I don't think crap. I'm going to flip over to here, but I forgot to capture my my articles here. So be prepared to see like an ending. Man, I am boomering it hardcore. There we go. Fixed. It's like it never existed. Undercover. So, I guess it's been announced that the Sonic the Hedgehog 4 movie release date has been confirmed by Paramount, and it's going to hit theaters apparently in the spring of 2027. Oh, and according to Video Game Chronicles, they're saying it's going to be March 19th of 2027, and it was announced on a Tuesday, that would be today. As reported by Variety, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which was released in December, is now officially the highest grossing installment in the franchise. Isn't there supposed to be another L in installment right here? But in any case, which has generated over $1 billion. $1 billion at the global box office. Released in February of 2020, the first Sonic movie earned $148 million domestically and $319.7 million globally. Its sequel, which came in in April of 2022. I don't know why I said November. So I comboed April and November together. Grossed $148 million domestically and $319 million worldwide, and then Sonic 3 has earned $218 million domestically and $422 globally. That would be million, not $422, but $422 million. Franchise has also brought in $180 million from home entertainment rentals and digital purchase. They were all directed by Jeff Fowler, co-starred Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik and Ben Schwartz as Sonic. And we have read in past interviews that Carrey has declared that he's open to potentially returning for another Sonic film. And then Sega president Shuji Utsumi said last month that the Sonic maker is considering launching its own game subscription service. He also revealed that the Japanese publisher isn't currently planning to release any more mini consoles. So if you guys needed your Sonic fill, there you go. So this caught my eye, jumping over to that Park Place. So I thought Hugh Jackman said he would retire from Wolverine, but then, of course, he did Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine. And now supposedly rumors are suggesting that Hugh Jackman will stay as Wolverine in the MCU for another 10 years. Pro years long rumors confirmed. So rumors are currently swirling that Hugh Jackman will stay on as Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for another decade. However, this is a rumor that WDW Pro and That Park Place have been reporting for almost 3 years. Sorry. Hugh Jackman's return as Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine sent shockwaves through Hollywood, proving once again that some roles are just too iconic to retire. The film, Marvel Studios' first R-rated blockbuster, shattered expectation by grossing over $100.3 billion at the global box office. While Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool deserves credit, it was Jackman's take on the beloved X-Men that truly ignited fan service. Now, rumors suggest that Jackman may wield Logan's claws for another decade, and fans are a-buzzin'. Insider My Time to Shine H recently reported that the Australian actor isn't ready to hang up his adamantium claws anytime soon. The scooper claims Jackman has plans to continue as Wolverine for at least 10 more years, a timeline that could cement him as the longest tenured superhero actor in Hollywood history. Interestingly, the rumor of Jackman's multi-year deal with Marvel is not new. Hollywood scooper WDW Pro of That Park Place have been citing inside Hollywood sources as far back as 2022, claiming that Jackman had committed to a major role in the MCU's future. What's up, Loki? All of this aligns with reports that Marvel Studios is exploring a Deadpool and Wolverine trilogy following the first film's record-breaking success. Jackman, who is 56, continues to defy expectations, looking and performing as if he's a decade younger. His enthusiasm for joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe seems boundless, while whispers of projects like Hulk vs. Wolverine and a possible appearance in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, these tantalizing prospects could bring in billions more at the box office while allowing Hugh Jackman to put his definitive stamp on Wolverine as the MCU introduces more mutant characters. So Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige addressed the possibility of recasting Wolverine in the future during an interview last summer. While Feige acknowledged that the character will eventually see a new actor in the role, he emphasizes the challenge of replacing Jackman's iconic portrayal. If somebody were to attempt to do a Hugh Jackman as Wolverine impression, that would be a pretty big mistake, he said. In the decades to come, I think it's inevitable that the character will be reinterpreted. If that happens, it would have to be a very different and bold reinterpretation. Still, industry analysts and fans agreeing. As long as Jackman is interested, Marvel would be wise to keep him. You want to see Hugh Jackman continue as Wolverine? Sound off in the comments below. Wow. I don't know why I'm yawning. Ugh. So, also coming from That Park Place, but hopping over to the video game side, gamers overwhelmingly vote for attractive lead characters in new CI Games poll. But is the AAA gaming industry listening? How's my night? My night's going all right. I'm apparently tired since I keep yawning all the time. I don't know why. I need to try to get to, I guess, bed earlier or something. I don't know. It's almost like I need to give a day where I just like reset everything. It's freezing where you're at. Yeah, it's this should be the last day, and then it should like kind of rise back to the 50s. But luckily we have heat. We're doing good. I'm from Illinois, so I'm used to it. So need be, we bundle up. So Marek Tymiński of CI Games has sparked yet another debate in the gaming world, this time taking aim at what many are calling the uglification of gaming characters in AAA titles with the new poll. And then he issued this question on X asking gamers, quote, should lead video game characters be widely considered attractive / aspirational by the vast majority of players? It's going to be 12 degrees tonight, 19 tomorrow. What, at yours? Poll drew significant attention, garnering 11,134 votes. That sucks. And then the results of the CI Games polls were overwhelmingly... Oh, come on. Fuck, stop yawning. That really annoys me. In favor of bringing attractive characters back to the forefront of gaming. So 84.4% said yes, 2.5% said no, and 13.1% says I don't care. The response from players reinforces the sentiment that gaming should offer escapism and aspiration, whether it's stepping into the shoes of a heroic adventurer or navigating the galaxy as a daring space captain. Players want their avatars to be aspirational and engaging, qualities often associated with attractive and well-designed characters. It's the cold making you tired, I think. It very well could be. I don't know. Uglification debate. The poll addresses a growing frustration among gamers about the apparent trend in AAA gaming to make characters, particularly female ones, less conventionally attractive. Critics argue that many studios are deliberately downplaying traditionally feminine features or giving characters overtly masculine traits, such as pronounced jawlines and angular features. Oh, yeah. There you go. Now let's pop this up. So you have that. That. Not even close. I mean, yeah, like Mary Jane. This is just ridiculous. This is insulting right there. Oh, they pointed out Alex Zedra. I like Alex. I hang out in her stream whenever she plays, whenever she's gaming. Notably, examples cited included Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Star Wars Outlaw, Spider-Man 2, Horizon Forbidden West, among others. These design choices have led to a widespread online debate, with many gamers questioning why AAA developers seem intent on moving away from characters that are not only aspirational, but also visually appealing. While advocates for these changes often frame them as a push for realism or inclusivity, the poll results suggest that a vast majority of gamers prefer the escapism and fantasy that attractive characters bring to games. Gaming, at its core, is a hobby rooted in escapism. It allows players to step outside their reality and immerse themselves in a new world, often as someone they aspire to be. For many, the characters they play embody the qualities they wish to see in themselves: heroism, strength, and yes, attractiveness. This isn't a new concept. Iconic characters like Lara Croft, Nathan Drake, Geralt of Rivia have long exemplified the balance of compelling storytelling and aspirational design, making them beloved figures in gaming history. CI Games players' first approach isn't the first time Deminsky has engaged gamers with a poll on hot-button issues. Just recently, he asked players for their input on gender selection in medieval fantasy RPGs. I believe we've read this one before. Yeah, with the body type A and B and male and female. Although with Trump now in office, that's changed. Following the result, Deminsky announced that CI Games would not only revert to male/female options in future games, but would also update 2023's Lord of the Fallen's Fallen to remove the body type A and B feature. Well, why even have it in there to begin with? What are you doing? Why? Its transparency and willingness to act on player feedback have set CI Games apart as a studio that values its audience's options. Or opinions. These polls are shaping up to be a very public demographic study of the gaming community, offering invaluable insight into what players truly want. As CI Games adjusts its design philosophy to align with fan preferences, other AAA studios would be wise to take note. But will they? Probably not. And players want to feel heard. And there's no better example of the power of listening to fans than the Sonic the Hedgehog movie controversy. After the original trailer revealed a design that was widely ridiculed, the studio delayed its release, reworked Sonic to look more like his video game counterpart, and subsequently launched a hit franchise. That was very smart on them. And then CI Games seems to be following a similar path of engaging directly with their audience, pledging to implement changes based on feedback and prioritizing player satisfaction. Tyminski's approach not only boosts goodwill among gamers, but also positions CI Games for future success. Yeah, those polls are definitely helping, that's for sure. And there you go. People want attractive characters, not hippos. So I saw this, which I thought was kind of stupid. I mean, props to them to what the reasons why, but someone's going to figure out how to do it. And that is Team Kill Media calls modding vulgar and claims it makes, quote, a joke out of our art, won't release Code Violet on PC. So Team Kill Media has stirred up a storm of criticism after announcing it would not be releasing its upcoming game, Code Violet, on PC. The studio's reasoning, post on X, has drawn ire for its condescending tone and virtue signaling, leaving gamers and content creators alike scratching their heads. So in its full statement, this is what they wrote. For those asking us about a PC version of Code Violet, the reason we are not bringing it to PC is we do not want anyone modding vulgar versions of the main character as well as other characters in the game. We hold our voice actresses who do not regardless, they don't represent the character. They may voice them, but for heaven's sakes, to me, this makes no sense because the voice actress part, like the voice actor, like, give me a break. Don't use them as a shield. In the end, they're just an actor or actress. An actress with high regards, again, that has nothing to do with modding, as well as our artistic vision for the game and story, and reject any form of destroying that with sexual mods. Making a joke out of our art and possibly tarnishing the reputation of our voice actresses and actors is not worth the extra money we can make. Okay, this is retarded. Props to them for standing up with the wanting it to obviously avoid like any sort of sexual modding and stuff like that. I can understand that. No one won. People are going to figure out how to get it regardless. You're a source filmmaker. Mods are going to be out there. So unfortunately, it is what it is. But I guarantee you, no one gives a shit about the voice actresses or actors when the modders like make sexual mods at them. No one does it. In fact, there's not safe for work voice actors and actresses out there to where half the time they'll probably just go and like hire them to do something. Like this is ridiculous. And just because a small, niche of of degenerate weirdos and is the reason why you're not letting it come out to PC. Like, that's fucking retarded. Don't be stupid. Statement struck many as self-righteous, implying that the PC gaming community, renowned for its creativity and modding culture, is somehow unworthy of the studio's, quote, art. Also alienates a mass potential audience by assuming the worst about their intentions. Exactly. A firestorm of backlash. The backlash was swift, with prominent voices in gaming taking Team Kill Media to task for its comments. YouTuber Vara Dark delivered a scathing critique on X. So, the plan is to punish an entire platform of potential players because some people might mod the game in ways you don't like. That's like saying you won't serve food at a restaurant because someone might add ketchup. Yep. Your artistic visions can still shine. Let the audience... Oh, here it is down here. Let the audience decide how they want to express your game. Mods are a form of expression too, not an inherent attack on your art. Maybe trust your community a little bit more. Yes. And most of the time, mods are used to, like, obviously give them new skin, costumes, and stuff like that. But some people just want that to kind of fix the edges that the developers may have missed. You know, polish the edges, maybe even increase the texture more, make the light change the lighting and stuff like that. Like, it's not just, you know, the not safe for work shit that people do. Like, that's just it's like anime. You know, you got your hentai. It's a niche of an umbrella that is anime. Same thing with this. It's like, oh my gosh. Her analogy highlighted the absurdity of rejecting PC gamers wholesale over the hypothetical creation of mods that Team Kill finds distasteful. Mods have long been a celebrated part of PC gaming, enhance games and extending their lifespan in ways that benefit both players and development. This is true. And then Francesco Solbach of That Park Place took the critique further on his X page. Did you just call all modders vulgar, he asked. Let's not kid ourselves. Skyrim didn't become popular without modders playing a significant role. Also, yeah, Rule 34 still exists. So don't kid yourself about being high and mighty over vulgar characters. For God's sake, someone on your team was responsible for designing the skin-tight outfit on your main character. Yep. His point, Solbix's point, underlines a key inconsistency. Many developers create characters that are deliberately appealing, yet act surprised when fans engage with them creatively, even if those creations deviate from the developers' intentions. Well, I wouldn't say creatively. Like, getting the mod just so you can, you know, make a not safe for work version of it. I mean, is that being creative? I guess, because you're putting the time into it and stuff like that. But let's be real. Like, if we're talking about the intention behind it, if you want a not for safe mod version of your character, like, that's the reason. Like, let's not kid ourselves here. And then Culture Casino added another layer of critique. Mika, we don't want to make money because someone could do something we don't like or would make us feel bad, he said, referencing Kill Team Media owner Mika Jones. You're going to take a lot of flack from the PC crowd, but in the future, if you go public or allow yourself to be sold, the motivation would be profit. Good luck. The sentiment reflects the practical reality of game development. Profitability often hinges on accessibility and trust in the gaming community, including the thriving PC platform. History of condescension. Why is that word giving me trouble? Let's see. Read out loud.
Condescension?
There we go. Condescension.
Emblematic of a broader trend where...
Shut up. Just wanted you to read that part. Condescension. So Team Kill's statement is emblematic of a broader trend where some developers appear to use virtue signaling to deflect criticism or gain moral high ground, while protecting the reputation of voice actors and preserving artistic integrity are valid concerns. Implying the mods inherently, quote, destroy a game's vision or tarnish reputation comes across as deaf-tone and dismissive of the audience. Oh, yeah. Like I said when I first read it, like, using the voice actors and voice actresses as the shield. Like, that's so pathetic. Like, yeah, they brought the character to life. Like, we acknowledge that and whatnot. But if you think they're affected, like their reputations are infected, give me a break. You can newsflash: people who voice over at Funimation have done not safe for work. You know, voiceovers. They're out there. You can find them. Oh, give me a break with that. Modding communities have historically enhanced games, as seen with titles like The Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Fallout 4. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, Fallout 4 had a lot of problems. And Cyberpunk 2077. By shutting PC gamers, Team Kill Media not only forfeits a lucrative market, but also alienates a passionate community that has elevated countless games through creativity and innovation. And let's be real here. They're already looking on how to emulate the PS5. Someone's going to figure out how to rip that from your PS5. So, like, dude, someone on the internet's going to find a way. If you didn't want anything to do with it, then don't make the game. This one's awesome. This one I saw as well. Sweet Baby Inc. Client Reflector Entertainment forced to reorganize amidst failure of Kim Belair's Unknown 9 Awaken hurt the studio. Uh-oh. Reflector Entertainment, the developer and major Sweet Baby Inc. client behind the much maligned Unknown 9 Awakening, has officially conceded defeat. Womp womp. The game's catastrophic failure has directly forced the studio to cancel future projects, lay off staff, and adopt a single project strategy moving forward. The announcement came from Hervé Hordet, CEO of Reflector Entertainment and CCO of Bandai Namco Entertainment Europe, who acknowledged the game's disastrous reception and its inability to meet expectations despite significant investments. This decision correlates directly with the failure of the studio's ambitions and courageous first project, a new IP with a rich transmedia universe, he said. The performance of the release didn't come near the company's expectations. After numerous timeline adjustments and investments, both financially and other, and didn't warrant any further exploration in the universe. Released in October of 2024. Oof. Unknown 9 Awakening aimed to launch a transmedia universe with games, books, and other media. Instead, the game earned a dismal 59 Metacritic score and a 1.7 user score, sinking any hope of establishing any kind of Unknown 9 story world. And there you go. There's the person to blame. Critics cited lackluster gameplay and an overall ambitious narrative that failed to resonate with audiences. Adding fuel to the fire is the involvement of Sweet Baby Inc., headed by CEO Kim Belair, as a consultancy for the project. Belair's role as story architect has come under scrutiny due to her studio's growing reputation for contributing to projects that fail to deliver commercially or critically. Initially pitched as an expansive universe filled with supernatural intrigue, Unknown 9 Awakening instead alienated players with its convoluted lore and lack of compelling gameplay. This wasn't a game designed to capture hearts, it was a product built on lofty ideals that lacked audience engagement. The fallout from the game's failure has been severe. Reflector Entertainment has canceled its next project, laid off additional staff, and scaled back its ambitions. While affected employees will receive severance and benefits, the reputational damage to the studio and its parent company, Bandai Namco, is severe. Oh, look at that. There's a picture of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. But man, there's your kiss of death right there. Critics argue that Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement is emblematic of a troubling trend in gaming. Rather than focusing on creative, engaging experiences, projects influenced by Sweet Baby Inc. often prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion and initiatives. The repeated failure of games like Unknown 9, Suicide Squad, suggests the DEI-driven narratives are not resonating with players, especially when executed at the expense of gameplay quality. And Reflector's decision to entrust Sweet Baby Inc. with such a crucial role in the project's development raises questions about the industry's priorities. As they're not alone in this troubling trend. Despite fallout from SBI failures impacting a variety of studios, YouTuber Master of the TDS reported, based on information from an inside source, that Sweet Baby Inc. has lost no contracts as a result of its actions. What's more, the studio reportedly has more than 30 games in active development. Oh, man. This begs the question, how much more high-profile failures must occur before the studios reconsider their reliance on consultancy firms with questionable track records? But didn't Trump, recently just do something involving with DEI? I'm wondering how that's going to... how that's going to affect everything, too. Let me see. Well, I guess he's revoking federal DEI guidelines. So not necessarily there, but hey, it's a start, I guess. Bandai Namco has stated its commitment to creating Western content for global audiences, but the failure of Unknown Nine Awakening should serve as a cautionary tale. Players crave meaningful stories and gameplay, not shallow attempts to tick ideological checkboxes. Collapse of Reflector Entertainment's ambition serves as yet another example of the risks associated with prioritizing ideology over player experience. If the game industry hopes to regain trust and deliver the kinds of games that resonate with audiences, it may be time to leave failed consultants like Sweet Baby Inc. in the past. I mean, there shouldn't even be a consulting firms to begin with, in my personal opinion. You don't need them. Screw them. Screw them. However, with PC, a survey suggests from Video Game Chronicles here, passion for PC game development has exploded. Apparently, 80% of developers surveyed by GDC are working on a PC game, and 8% are making a Switch 2 title. So as was the case a year ago, GDC's 2025 survey quizzed over 3,000 game developers about their working practices. Topics covered included which platforms they're currently making games for and which ones they're most interested in releasing games for in the future. 80% of respondents said they were currently developing PC games, which was up from 66% in the previous year's survey, while 74% said the platform was of interest to them, which was up from 62%. While the reason for these increases is unclear, GDC's reports suggest it could be linked to the popularity of Valve's Steam Deck. This year's survey didn't single out Steam or Valve's handheld gaming computer as its own platform because it's a hub for PC and Mac games, it reads, but it appears some developers do view it as a unique platform. For example, when asked to name other platforms that interest them, almost half, 44%, wrote in Steam Deck. 38% of developers said they're currently making games for the PS5, ahead of 34% for Xbox Series XS, 29% for Android, 28% for iOS, 23% for Mac, and 20% for the Nintendo Switch. Further down the list, 80% of participants said they're currently developing games for the newly revealed Nintendo Switch 2, which is the same figure that was reported in last year's survey. Over 1 in 10 survey respondents also reported being laid off over the past year. Well, that's a weird way to end that article. Yeah, I'm starting to become lean more PC too, just because I want those mods and any sort of correction. Ooh. This caught my eye. So Mexico tariff could lead to fewer physical game releases and increased software prices. So physical and digital game prices could rise if the U.S. imposes a 25% duty on imports from Mexico. So that's according to Matt Piscatella, executive director of video games at market research from Circana, who was reacting to tariff threats made this week by new U.S. President Donald Trump. After being sworn into office on Monday, Trump said his administration was reviewing existing trade deals with neighbors Canada and Mexico, as well as China. He said he was considering imposing 25% duties on imports from Canada and Mexico on February 1st over illegal immigration fentanyl crossing into the U.S., Reuters reports. With 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico on the way, I can see a sharp downtick in the number of disc-based games that get released physically in the U.S. As much of that production infrastructure is in Mexico, Piscatella wrote on Blue Sky. Disc-based games get made, the analyst said. He expects increased prices for both physical and digital titles. I would, were this to happen, anticipate digital MSRPs to increase to remain at price parity with physical, but who knows? In any case, none of this is good for the physical video game market. Piscatella has said he expects the newly revealed Nintendo Switch 2 to sell over 4 million units this year in the U.S. And then Circana plans to release a full 2025 outlook piece this week after it publishes December sales data for the U.S. market on January 23rd. Very interesting. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's worrying about physical. I mean, I like the physical aspect of things. I'd like to own my stuff, so it would suck if it does get affected, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, how much do tariffs like really do damage in turns? Because some people will be like, oh yeah, it's going to be terrible, but then compared to like when you combine it all together from what I read to like with other stuff, it's like, yeah, it'll have some impact, but not as much as what people are hyping it up to be. So, Switch 2 will reportedly have improved joysticks. Based on recent comments from a known leaker, the recently announced Nintendo Switch 2 will feature Joy-Cons with improved joysticks. The new comments come from Next Handheld, who previously leaked info for the Switch 2 based on a teardown on a final release version of the console back in December. One of the biggest takeaways claimed the Switch 2 would have improved Hall effect joysticks. These joysticks eliminate physical contact and dramatically reduce the likelihood of drift issues through using of magnet sensors to detect movement. For anyone not familiar with this means, this is absolutely huge for fans of the console. Joy-Con drift has been an issue with the first Nintendo Switch since its original 2017 release. This issue is commonly attributed to typical wear and tear as well as dust debris entering the controller, which in turn affects the sensors inside. But if you watch, what is it? iFixit. I watch iFixit over on YouTube. What is it? W80 or something? You can spray inside there, like it could possibly, or is it Tron? Tronix Fix. That's who I'm thinking of. He uses some lubrication that like dries really quick and can help with that drift, with the Joy-Con drift. I think you have to take the controller apart though. Nintendo has faced criticism and legal challenges as a consequence of those ongoing problems. This caused the corporation to offer free repairs for affected controllers in various regions after a class action lawsuit was filed over the issue. By providing a more durable and reliable solution, Hall effect joysticks attempt to mitigate these issues while potentially improving the user experience overall. This would make Joy-Cons very unlikely to have to be repaired / exchanged in the future. With all this in mind, this makes you want to pre-order the Switch 2 when it releases? Niche Gamer asks. Nope. Because I still have my I do have my PS2. I still have my Nintendo Switch. So I am not going to be getting a new one unless I unless I can cover the cost of Nintendo Switch 2. But the big one that I saw is a third-party publisher says it expects Switch 2 to be released between April and September. Natcon's recent financial earnings reports gives an expected Switch 2 release window. So in a recent press release discussing its Q3 earnings for this fiscal year, as spotted on X by Maro NL, the publisher noted that it expects the Nintendo Switch 2 to be released during the first half of the 2025-2026 fiscal year, which runs from April to September of 2024. Among other factors, Nacon lists, quote, the arrival of the Nintendo Switch 2 console, for which Nacon already has compatible games and a full range of accessories, as something it anticipates will increase operating income. The compatible games likely refer to both Nacon's Switch games, which will run on the Switch 2, and its Switch 2 specific games. In a Nintendo Switch 2 reveal video published on last week, Nintendo confirmed the console will launch this year with a full reveal planned for April 2nd. As expected, Switch 2 will support a similar form factor to the original Switch with detachable joints, this time magnetic and a large screen. Nintendo also showcased what happens to be a new Mario Kart game during the trailer. And then comments on the reveal, Japan game industry consultancy firm Kantan Games CEO Dr. Serkan Toto told VGC shareholders appear to be happy that the previous Switch 2 leaks were true and that the Nintendo was playing it safe with the new console's design. So there you go. That is what I have for you guys tonight. See what games were released today before we sign off. Ice Hockey, Fire Emblem, Mancho no Nazo. Oh, Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land. There you go. Dang, Resident Evil 2, Evolution, Super Smash Brothers were released today. Oh gosh, The Getaway. I have this game, and my PS2 scratched it, and I could never get it to play, and then I got it like years later. Tried playing it again, and I just wasn't happy with the way it was. So I returned it. Wasn't my shtick. Apparently Resident Evil 5 The Village was released 5 years ago today. Lonely Christmas Cupid's Punishment. What is this garbage? Well, there's some solid games in that list right there. You have Ice Hockey we moved over to Moby Games here. Super Tetris 2 and Bombless. Very nice. See if anything stands out here. Dracula 3, The Path of the Dragon. Don't know. It just caught my eye. Yakuza Kiwami for the PlayStation 3 version was released. Yeah. Not really seeing anything standing out. Well, that is all I have for you tonight. So, a rather shorter stream, but that is okay. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to turn on notifications to get notified when I go live, whether that's game streaming or the show. Let's see. But yes, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm going to hit the sack. So you guys have a good rest of your night. Take care. God bless. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.